More clarity on this process. Dr. Halan Cloete joins us now for more on that story. Dr. Cloete, good to have you. Good evening.
Good evening, Thabo, and good evening to all the viewers.
So where are we in terms of legislation that governs how things are going to work from now on? And are we spot on in terms of the processes that both the Chief Justice and Parliament is following?
Yes, my reading of it is that we are spot on. The IEC declared the elections, and that was handed over now to the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice followed process. He handed over to the Secretary of Parliament, and who has the responsibility to make sure that he has just explained the onboarding of parliamentarians, making sure that flights and accommodation, all of that is sorted out. And I think most importantly, the swearing in of the parliamentarians, where they declare their allegiance to the country and to be loyal servants. That's why they're honorable to the Constitution and to uphold the values that people fought so hard for, that we all fought so hard for in this country, to make sure that they uphold that. And then we will then proceed with the election of the president and the speaker, is my understanding.
So MK Party says there is a matter in court that could have an impact on the results being declared. They're saying there's vote rigging. The Speaker of Parliament says, no, you're wrong. The way that I read Section 49, subsection 3, is that the results have been declared. There is no court that has set these results aside, and therefore there will be no other election that will be held in the next 90 days. And based on that, the next thing that follows is that within the next 14 days, we should be seeing the first sitting of Parliament, where the National Speaker will be elected, the President will be elected, and the deputies, and so on and so forth. Does the fact that there is a court challenge to the election results suspend the processes of Section 51?
Look, I'm not a legal expert, but I'm saying that if we look at the Chief Justice, his statement earlier today, as well as that of the Secretary, I think they are the experts and they are following the law. I think they would not risk, compromising Parliament and the integrity of the process by doing anything unlawful. Interesting, I saw earlier this evening, and I'm not sure whether that's fake news, on one of the groups that I'm on, Jabulani Khumalo says that the MK MPs will be there. And he said that the MK MPs, he is the de facto leader of the party. And those that may fear intimidation, what he calls Jacob Zuma and his clique, they should not be bothered by that. They should attend. So there's another directive. Now, the internal issues within the MK party is another story. But here we have a letter from Jabulani Khumalo stating that he is the leader and his MPs will be sworn in on Friday.
So are we looking at a situation where at a later stage, depending on how the court case plays out, we could have an election of a speaker that could be challenged, or an election of a deputy speaker that could be challenged, or even an election of a president that could be challenged as unconstitutional because, of course, it went ahead while these processes were still in court?
Look, I seriously doubt that. We've got the state advocate who has looked at the matter. The IEC, there's the Electoral Court as well. There are all those processes. If you make an allegation that the elections, that it was rigged, certainly that would have been heard by the Electoral Commission, the Electoral Court, and the processes. We must trust the process. And so I'm not sure whether the date has been set by the Constitutional Court to actually hear MK's objections, but to make an allegation of vote rigging is serious. Now, I'm saying my reading of it is that all processes, due processes, were followed, and Parliament, the Secretary of Parliament, the institution, they're within their right to constitute, and they have looked at all avenues, is my reading, and I have confidence that it will not go unchallenged.
Yeah,
it will not go. I mean, it will not hold up if it should be challenged.
Yeah. The Chief Justice, of course, the elections were declared on the 2nd. He was handed over the list on the 6th of June of the designated members, and he has set the sitting for the 14th. One would look at that and say, well, it's 12 days because the 14 days would have fallen on the weekend. Is that what would have been expected for him to do? Will it not appear as if he's rushing the matter?
No, I don't think he's rushing. I mean, the IEC declared, when was it? The 2nd of June, I think. The Saturday, they looked at all the objections. And then you will recall that on that Saturday, the MK party said that they should not declare it on that Sunday. The IEC then had a press briefing where they looked at that they worked through the night to declare it. And they pride themselves in the work, the commissioners, and the work that they've done. And so I would think that they've exhausted all avenues and came to the conclusion, applying their minds, to say when they declared on the Sunday, it was accepted, broadly accepted, and then the horse trading, or what we see, the negotiation started. So it is within the right. You will know that Monday is a public holiday, and I think there is an urgency also to get the country going, to get certainty into where this thing is going, to elect the office bearers, so that the business of Parliament can go on. That can go ahead, and that we can get some sort of normality. The elections, it was hard contested, but now I think we are into an exciting phase into our democracy with the 7th administration, because for the first time we will not have a majority party or a majority party. And so it certainly holds for interesting dynamics, also at the provincial levels, where we have got the ANC still in control, the majority in 5 provinces, but it has since then lost KZN, Gauteng, and the Northern Cape. So it's interesting permutations also for cooperative governance, how these spheres of government will now work together with one another to ensure that we get on with the business, because the business is, how do we fight poverty, unemployment, and inequality? How do we create now the best minds? I think we've got a wonderful opportunity now to reset and to tap into the best minds that we have from the political parties to see how we can come up with an innovative approach, collaborative approach to governance.
Dr. Halan Cloete, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. Governance expert there, Dr. Halan Cloete.